Hey, what's up guys, this is Noobs and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about Sheadra and Hela because a lot of you guys kind of wondering who is better when it comes to PvP and PvE. Is it Sheadra? Is it Hela? Because if you don't know guys, they have like similar skills. So yeah, let's just take a look in the gallery before we start. And yeah, we're going to compare their skills, stats, etc., their traits, etc., etc. So we can be assured if it's really the same or not. But yeah, start with the quality. Okay, so Sheadra is artifact and Hela is artifact plus, right? As you can see there. With that said guys, artifact and artifact plus have this really not really big difference but really high difference with stats or attributes based on League of Legends 2, because in League of Legends 3 we can't really see any attributes, any stats in here. So I'm just basing on League of Legends 2 experience that when it comes to quality difference, there's like big stats difference. So that's my experience from League of Legends 3. Now guys, with that said, for example, here is Sheadra is artifact, right? So Hela is artifact plus. With that said, I think they have like a good gap when it comes to attributes or stats. For example, in HP, Sheadra have this 100,000 HP. When it comes to artifact plus for Hela, I think Hela have higher stats. For example, I'm gonna give you like 200,000 gap. So for Hela's HP, there it will become like 300,000 HP. So that's like the difference of their stats and stuff like that. So I just want to make it clear for you guys that the difference of quality makes a sense or difference. So yeah, but some of you guys might think that okay, I'm using Thabita, I'm using the one, but I can still kill Sylvia with just one hit. And with that said, I think that probably you have higher stars than other people's Sylvia, because higher stars, higher stats. And with that said, meaning the stats is already caught up with the artifact, because I think other people with Sylvia doesn't really or didn't really have these high stars try to compete or PvP other people with high star Sylvia. I don't think you will going to cop up with them. So yeah, higher, I mean, stars also make some difference after all. So yeah, and with that said, we're going to look for the traits or talents for this one. So with the stats, artifact plus is already won the battle. So now I mean, just to be clear, I am comparing this one with 0 stars, so meaning higher stars will have some difference. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you some summary later on, so stay tuned with that. So for the next one is the talent bonus. So Sheadra, as you can see in here, um critical rate is 10% and extra damage is 6%. For Hela, critical rate, so as you can see here, they have the same talent bonus, right? So critical rate 11.50 and extra damage for, I mean, plus 7%. So see the difference in here. So for extra damage is only 1% gap or 1% difference. For the critical rate, they have like 1.5% difference. So still with this talent bonus, Hela won the game or won the battle. So yeah. So now we're going to go with skills. Okay, for the first skill, because I'm still going to root for skill effect, because skill effect does matter in the game mechanics and stuff like that. Just make sure you have this kind of formation, Venus and Pavara, so it will be very effective in your PvP battle. Because as I said in my previous video guys, if you're just gonna use alone with this hero, it will not work at all. Okay, so going for the first skill, we're just gonna start with Sheadra, as you can see in here. Sheadra, as you can see in here, attacks row enemies, dealing 300% of attack damage, ignores 20% 20% damage reduction on the target. So it will attack the row with 300% damage, ignores 20% damage reduction to the target. So that's the effects of Sheadra, guys. And as you can see, the level 3 empower and also the level 7 empower. Oh wait, we're just gonna read first Hela so we can, one by one compare it. So for Hela, guys, as you can see here, attacks row enemies, dealing 450% attack damage, and also ignores 30% damage reduction on the target. So did you already see the difference? Nothing. The only difference is the percentage. So meaning, with that said, first skill will be taken with Hela. Hela is very strong with the first skill. 450% is already a big number. So you're like throwing some ultimate skill from Sylvia, from Ultima, etc, etc. So yeah. And for the level 3 empower, let's just go for Sheadra first. Deals 50% splash damage. With this one, I don't really know what's that 50%. 50% of your attack. I don't know. I don't really have an idea, but probably. So yeah. Damage to nearby enemies and weaken them by 20%. So with this one, guys, it will splash some damage with the surrounding enemies, which is good because it's the damage, right? And if you really manage to make Sheadra really strong, you can get very good offensive lineup. But let's just see first for Hela if it's the same or not. So for Hela, it's absorb 10 rage from the unit that was attacked. So overall, row, right, guys? So meaning front row, if I'm correct. If not, it's in the I don't know what's the row and column, but if the row is in the side to side, front and back, she gets 20 rage. If it's in the front, she will get 30 rage out of first round. So meaning that is a good one. And to think of it, guys, absorb, meaning your enemies will reduce 10 rage, and that's very cool. Why? Because based on my experience, guys, if you absorb enemies rage, that will cancel them the special skill, right? They will be nothing. There will be nothing. They can really cast any skills on time. Yes, they can skill if they have like bonus like Venus, like Athena, etc, etc. But if they don't really have any kind of those heroes that boost rage, then they probably already f up. They reduce rage already with Hela skill. And based on that, guys, if you're going to ask me who is better with these traits or empowers, I'm gonna go for Hela. Because yes, you can deal damage for 50%, but guys, as you can see in here, 450% damage for the first skill. And as you can see, there's 150% gap of damage for the first skill, right? So meaning this 50% is not really that good. I don't know, good damage for the back row and stuff like that. But for me, guys, if you can't really, or if you did not even kill the front row, you still manage to cancel their special skills, right? They can't really cast any special skills in a second or in third, especially if they have enough rage to cast any first skill, second skill, or special skill, right? So with that, guys, this 10 absorption of rage is very useful, right? Especially if she managed to absorb 30 rage or 20 rage, I think they or she can eventually, cast the special skill. That's my prediction for the third empowerment. So yeah, for me, guys, the empowerment level 3, I will go for Hela because of the absorption, the reduction of rage. Reduction of rage is very useful in this game if you're going to ask me. Yes, Sheadra really gives you this good amount of damage and stuff like that, but compare with Hela's first skill damage, as you can see here, 450%, guys. 450%. You can instantly kill the front row, or the, I don't know. I don't know what's the row and column, so sorry for that, guys, because I'm not really used into math. So I'm not really, I don't really have an interest in knowing what's the column and what's the row. So pardon me, guys, so sorry for that. But with that, guys, 450%, we know already that she can be very lethal. Especially she can ignore 30% damage reduction. Pavara, I don't know if Pavara, if Pavara is still useful with this one, especially if this one really ignores everything. I don't know, but yeah, for the level 7 in power, as you can see in here, for the level 7 in power, when using skills, there is 50% chance to add stack of Dragon's Lord on the target. When a target enemy has 2 stack of Dragon's Lord mark, the rage. Yes, if you watch my previous video about Hela, it's this one sounds familiar, right? Stacks, marks, rage, damage, rage reduction, etc., etc. But yeah, we're just gonna go for Hela and take a look at it. So yeah, as you can see here, Hela plays a marks dragon on the target when using skills. And for Sheadra, as you can see here, there's only 50% chance, right? 50% chance to stack Dragon's Lord mark. Then on the targets when an enemy has 2 stacks. So it's kind of the same, right? Same. They're going to stack some marks when they have 2 stacks of marks. Rage will be reduced 25 for that enemy who have 2 stacks of marks. Okay, they have the same, guys. So don't worry thinking, okay, maybe there's a different effects, etc., etc. No, guys, they are the same. The only difference with these 2 traits or 2 empowerments levels is Sheadra is not really guaranteeing that she can put a mark. It's only 50%. Okay, 50%. Hela is guaranteed that you can give marks to your target. With that said, guys, Hela will win the first skills. Okay, so Hela win the first skill competition with this comparing comparing with Hela and Sheadra, etc., etc. And for the second skill, for the passive skill, guys, we're going to read first for Hela. Now, for every 20% HP loss, purify all debuff that are level 3 under on self. So level 3 below, etc., will be nullify or will be purify. Also increase attack and damage by 15% and critical rate by 5%. Stocked up to 4 times and lasts for 2 rounds. Okay, so that is the passive. And for Sheadra, okay, for every 20% HP lost, purify all debuff that are level 2 under on self. Also increase attack and damage by 10%, stacks up to 5 times, lasts 2 rounds. Okay, so yes, it's still the same and there's really no difference. The only difference in here is the adding with critical rate. So as you can see in here, as you can see, also increase attack and damage by 15% and critical rate by 5%. And one difference is the stacks. So for the stacks, guys, Sheadra stacks 5 times and for Hela 4 times, but they have the same like lasting rounds, or duration for 2 rounds only. So meaning, guys, for me, who will win with this skill or passive skill, I'm gonna go for Hela, especially it will increase critical rate, right? So yeah, there's no really competition with this. Good buff, 15%. Sheadra only gives you 10%, as you can see in here. 10%. That is the only buff that you can get. Attack and damage. That's the only thing that you can get. But by Hela, 15% damage and attack and critical rate by 5%. A good deal for me. So with that said, guys, and also, guys, the buff, Hela can clear level 3 under, so it's a good win. And because as you can see, for Sheadra, if she got some debuff for level 3 and up, she can really debuff, she can really purify it, because she can only purify or debuff, purify debuffs from level 2 and below. So meaning, if she got some debuff level 3 and up, she can really purify it all. So yeah, Hela still wins the second skill or the passive skill. Now, guys, we're going to special skill. So this is the last one. I'm going to clarify later on who will win, etc, etc. But for now, guys, Hela is very, outplaying or outpower, is it is that even a word, outpower? But yeah, she is kicking Sheadra for the first skill and second skill. So let's go for the special skill. For the special skill, we're going to read first for Hela. So as you can see here, deals 300% to all enemies while ignoring 30% damage reduction. Also weakens them for 30% for 2 rounds. The more targets there are, the higher the damage is also increased. Oh no, the higher the damage is. Also increase the damage dealt by all allies by 20% for 2 rounds. Deal 30% additional damage to the targets that have higher HP than you. If your attack is lower than the targets, then reduce the target's attack by 20%. So guys, just be aware of this, that this where is it again? If you this one, if your attack is lower than the targets, guys, meaning all of your targets, the all enemies. If some of your enemies have higher, is it higher? Are lower. Higher pala. Higher. Attack higher. So if your enemies, some enemies from your opponent's lineup have higher attack than Hela, all their attack will be lower than 20%. Or reduce your targets or your enemies 20%. So that is very crucial if you're going to ask me, because you're lowering the attack of your enemies. It doesn't matter who they are, because it doesn't really describe here that it will lower the highest enemy, your enemy's highest attack, etc, etc. It doesn't really clarify in here. So meaning, all of your enemies that have higher attack than your Hela will reduce 20%. So that's very awesome. So yeah, and also deals 30% additional damage to the target that have higher HP than you. So meaning, if all of your enemy have higher HP than you, you will deal more 30% damage with those heroes. So this one not only deal 300%, but only 30% of your skills damage to the enemies with higher attack, I mean higher HP than you. So that is the special skill. Now going for Sheadra. Okay, for Sheadra, guys. So for the special skill for Sheadra, as you can see in here, deal attack damage or attack 260% of your attack to all enemies while ignoring 30% damage reduction. Also weakens them for 30% for 2 rounds. With that sentence, we already know that they have the same skill sets, skill effects. The only difference is the 260 to 300% damage. The damage of the skill, right? With that, the more target there are, the higher damage is. Also increase the damage death of all allies by 10%. So that's it. So for Hela, as you can see here, as you can see, where is it again? Also increase the damage of all allies by 20%. This one is 20%. Sheadra only gives you 10%. So with that one, Hela already won the game. Okay, so I don't really believe it, but I think Hela will win this special skill. Especially, as I said, Hela have these additional effects with 30%. As you can see here, 30% additional damage to the targets that have higher HP than you. If your attack is lower, etc., etc. I know you already read that one, but yeah, that is the additional effects for the skills. Sheadra, it's only the same, no extra skill. So yeah, with that skill, I'm gonna root for Hela because of the additional 30% damage with a higher HP, lower the attack with the higher attack enemies, etc., etc. So yeah, with that, Hela will win the special skill. But we still haven't really seen the special traits for Empower. So for the level 3 Empower for the special skill, absorb 25 rage from the unit with the highest attack. Yes guys, as I said, Hela will absorb a lot of energy around the game. So I think she can easily, use special skills over and over again. Because sometimes if other heroes like mythic plus, they can't really use special skills. After they use special skills, they're just gonna wait for 2 rounds, 3 rounds, or 4 rounds. It depends on how the battle goes, but for this one, if it really applies perfectly, I believe she will cast special skills every other round. So that's what I'm thinking right now. So that is her level 3 Empower. So for Sheadra's level 3 Empower, yes, as it's the same. Absorb 25 rage for the unit with the highest attack. Okay. So for the level 7, when using a skill, add stack of Dragon's Lord marked to 4 enemies. Marked to 4 enemies when an enemies have the same. So for the 4 enemies with 2 stacks, their rage will reduce for 25. Okay. For Hela, as you can see here, place a mark. The mark. I mean, what? Place mark of the dragon on the target when using the skill, guys. It's all enemy. It's not like Sheadra. It only plays mark for 4 enemies. Hela will place in all enemies. So it's only guaranteed that she will curse everyone on your opponent. So Hela very 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 strong. Hiya. So very strong. So yeah, you already know what's going to happen in here. I'm gonna root for Hela. Yes, Sheadra is cool back when she got released, first time release, etc. and stuff. So yeah. So Hela, Sheadra. So overall, my summary for you guys, that Hela will win eventually, of course, because of the quality gap. Of course, the higher quality, the better skill, the better stats, the better skill effects, etc., etc. But guys, don't get them just alone. Or if you're planning to get them, make sure you have Venus, make sure you have Pavara, and make sure you have alternative attack hero type that can cover your Hela, for example, Sheadra. So yeah, that is my opinion for you guys. I don't really think that Hela or Sheadra will work if you don't really have any good decent support, good decent healer, good decent tank, if it's really applicable for now. But for the meta right now, I'm gonna go for Vivian, because the more damage reduction, the more Hela will be cancelled, right? Even though it reduces your damage reduction a lot or ignores your damage reduction a lot, there's a lot of things that you can use to gain damage reduction. I'm gonna give you a few. Companion, charm, right? There's a lot. Well, Pavara is a bonus that can give you a tons of damage reduction already, right? So meaning, guys, it's just a bonus that you can get some more damage reduction from companion. And yeah, companion and what is it again? Traveler's charms, right? So meaning, guys, if you got those all of stuff like there, then I don't think Hela will work a lot. So if you really want to work, I mean, if you really want to Hela work perfectly, maximize her. I don't really think that Pavara still get cancelled, etc., etc. For me, guys, it's still Pavara is still relevant for me. If your enemy doesn't really have any like burning effects, etc., or any cancellation for your reviving, because if you don't know, guys, reviving for Venus plus preventing to die for Pavara, that's very epic combination for the current meta right now. And I don't think really that this meta will be cancelled anytime soon if this kind of heroes, not not to mention, guys, that I don't really see any kind of heroes that really brings you, burning effects after, or I mean, the last hero that gives you burning effect is Tabitha. That's all. After that, all of the heroes like Mythic Plus, Artifact, and Artifact Plus, all of them is just plain. It doesn't really give you any good effects for like burning and stuff like that. But my hunch, my prediction, guys, is that they're going to give us some burning effect in the next quality hero. So for me, guys, I'm just gonna wait for that instead of like burning my diamonds for this kind of heroes. Burn your diamonds for the next support, because I believe they're going to have the same description or skill effects with Pavara. Yes, you heard me right. So yeah, guys, I guarantee you guys the next Artifact Plus support will be look alike Pavara. It gives you damage reduction, it gives you, what is it again? What is it? What? Damage reduction and become invisible for 1 round, which doesn't really make you die. It gives you 1 health, okay? So that is my prediction. I don't know if it's accurate or not. Oh my god, it's so long video. Oh my, so sorry for a long video. I just want to toe to toe make it a difference for Hela and Sheadra, who is better, who is not. But after all, Hela will win, of course, but it doesn't really matter if you don't really have a good support or healer or tank or another support, because the new meta right now is support healer, then attack, tapos MC, yeah, and MC, tapos Tagalog. So yeah, I'm kind of exhausted right now, so I think I'm just gonna leave you for that one, guys. So if you have any questions and just suggestions for the next video, just comment down below so I can be aware for it. So yeah, I think that's all. So yeah, who do you think you will going to use for the future? Are you going to use Hela? Are you going to use Sheadra? Are you going to both? I mean, are you going to use both of them? It will be perfect. But yeah, I think that's all for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and share. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click the bell button to get notified for more videos. So I think that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and share, and see you again in the next video. Bye.